Hello and welcome to Dean's Chat. I am Anton Caputo and I'm here as always with Jackson School Dean Claudia Mora. Claudia, thanks for being here.
Hi, Anton. How are you today?
Very good. So let's get right into it. Class of 2021, congratulations.
Yes, indeed. We were really happy to see people graduate. We had two graduation events this year. A graduate recognition event where we had lots of photo ops and ability for students to walk the stage and to turn around and wave at their parents. And there were a lot of happy parents. And so we got all of our master's and PhD students hooded there. And then there was a graduation event that night where the numbers of Jackson School students were actually quite small because everyone was packing for field camp the next day. But when we had them all stand up and it was apparent that we were a small group that night, the entire stadium cheered for them. So it was a happy time.
And of course, Claudia, this was actually your second graduation as dean, correct?
Yes, yes. And it was the first one, though, I got to see students in 3D. It was a lot of fun.
Very good, very good. So you actually mentioned field camp, which was something I wanted to talk about, kind of in this idea of returning to normal. All three field camps went out this year. Is that correct?
3 camps, 4 groups, because the main field camp was broken into 2 3-week classes. Field camp was kind of crazy this year. It was crazy last year when we managed to get one of the few groups across the country that went out in the field. This year, camps were planned at a time when we had to follow very strict COVID protocols. And then as we got closer to the time of camp, vaccines became available to students. So we worked with Dell Medical to try to get priority for our students, priority vaccinations. And many students were able to get vaccinated prior to leaving for camp. And then the governor laid down the executive order that we couldn't require masks at any time. And right as we're heading out to camp, it seemed like the caseload was very low at the university, and we were able to put more students in the vans than we originally planned. So kudos to Mark, to Sean, to Daniela, and all the field camp leaders, because they had to plan this camp, then plan it again, and then plan it again, and then plan it again. And now with all that planning, the camps are out and they have been tremendously successful. There's some great pictures of the MG&G camp on the Twitter feed. And Daniela and Ashley and Bayani took the hydro camp out to the White Family Ranch, and they had a fabulous exercise out there for the hydro camp. So couldn't be happier.
Great. And 660 still out, correct?
They are. The first group is still out. They return, I think, next week, and then Mark's team has one day, and then they head back out with the next group. So it's a hard summer for field camp instructors.
As we know from President Hartzell's message, the university and the units and the colleges are all looking at flexible work schedules. Can you talk about where the Jackson School is in that process and what you expect?
Yes, I can. This is planning for the return in the fall has been going on and is really starting up in earnest. You know, a year ago, we disappeared into our homes in a hurry. And we all wondered whether or not work from home was going to happen or was going to be possible. And I think we proved that in many cases, the work from home environment for some jobs was actually more inviting to the staff than coming into the office. We are now trying to work through a college-wide plan for work at home that is sensitive to the needs of each of the individual units. They have different needs, different positions have different requirements for, the time that they need to be present for students or for faculty. Different jobs have different requirements. A lab technician, for example, they're going to have to work on site. So we're probably going to adapt a schedule that's based on job type, and then to try to assure that there's some balance between people on campus and off campus. for fairness, because people who are on campus are always the ones who get asked to do the one-off strange things that pop up, frankly, every day here. So it's a work in progress. We're expected to have a plan drawn up by July 1st, and then we'll be able to discuss it with both the staff and with the dean, not the dean, I'm the dean, with the provost, and kind of work through approval that way. But I think that for many people, the ability to work even a couple days a week at home is something that they now treasure, because they enjoy the break from the commute and working in the comfort of their home. And we're going to try to figure out a way that people are able to do that at least part of the time.
Very good. And then when do you expect the kind of finalized rules or to be finished here?
By August 1st, because the idea is that we'll roll into we'll roll into a state where we're in normal conditions as possible by August 16th or so, whenever school starts, because anybody who's a parent knows that it's not a normal state for work until your children are back in school. So or daycare. So I think that's when the community's planning on it.
Great. And how will Jackson School employees find out?
Well, they'll be told through their unit leaders and through their supervisors, and hopefully there's a dialogue that goes on, that it's not just a one-way flow. If you have a strong opinion on what you want to do, you should talk with your supervisor about it. Make sure that what you would like is known, so that from the beginning, your wishes are taken into account. I can't say that they'll always be approved as you would like them to be approved, but get your desires known, and hopefully we can work out something satisfactory for people.
Got it. Okay, very good. So Claudia, you have made the point many times that through COVID and freezes and all the kind of craziness of the past year plus, work here at the Jackson School has been strong. The research has been strong. The education has been strong, and we've really had some tangible signs of this lately in the awards that our researchers and faculty and students have won. And I know we've had, I think, 4 here recently that are really nice awards. Can you tell us about those?
Yes, we have a lot of really good people here at the Jackson School, a lot of very accomplished scientists, and across all levels, from our assistant professors to our full professors, and from our research associates to our research scientists and senior research scientists. Everyone seems to be finding a way to do their science and to do it really well. And this year, Tim Gouge, who's an assistant professor, was chosen as a CFAR Israeli Global Scholar, which is an international program that supports outstanding early career scientists. It's a sort of a global mentoring program, a global skills development program, and it comes with a good amount of discretionary funds for Tim. So congratulations to Tim on that. I guess he's just not satisfied being king of Mars. Now he has to be a global scholar. Scott Tinker was recognized by Exploration and Production magazine with its Energy Leadership Award, and this recognizes Scott's his very influential writing and speaking and educational roles in helping the public understand energy needs and resource needs. And so congratulations for Scott on that. I know that talking about energy needs and resources is about his very favorite thing to do, and he does it very well. Thorsten Becker, who's a professor at the department and also a research scientist at UTIG, received the Evgeny Burov Medal from the International Lithosphere Program. And that is presented, this is a medal presented to a mid-career scientist that recognizes pioneering research and unselfish service to the scientific community for lithospheric dynamics, the lithospheric program. And what's special about this is a relatively new medal for the ILP, and Jackson School scholars have now won it twice out of something like 3 years. So we own the lithosphere.
Yay.
Yay. So Luc Lavier won it 2 years ago in 2019. So congratulations to Thorsten, and you and Luke should, you're carrying the Jackson School flag very, very well. And finally, I need to mention Ian Dial, who has been named to receive the 92nd Penrose Medal at the Geological Society of America meeting this fall. This is GSA's highest honor and medal. It's a lifetime achievement award for eminent research in geology. So it has gone to the top names in geology: Harry Hess, J. Tuzo Wilson, Norman Bowen. I mean, these are people we've all heard of. Walter Alvarez. It's also now gone to 5 either professors at the Jackson School or graduates of the Jackson School, like Maurice Ewing, who founded the Institute for Geophysics, Preston Cloud, John Crowell, Bob Folk, and now Ian Dial. And Ian is being awarded for mapping and uncovering the geological structure and history of the Southern Andes in South America. It goes on. For recognizing Precambrian rifting of East Antarctica, and for his work on pre-Pangea plate reconstructions. His work has helped define how we understand supercontinental cycles. So I'm just very proud of Ian, of Tim, of Scott and Thorsten, and proud of members of the Jackson School and how visible they are in their research. We have, as I said, we have truly outstanding people here.
Very good. Well, that's quite a list, and that's also a great and positive note to end on. So we just want to mention again to the Jackson School community that if you have a question for the dean that you would like addressed on Dean Chat, go to the Jackson School's communication office page, or to the dean's office page, and submit the question there. We've noticed, as we've discussed, that most of the questions are being submitted by staff members, and you're actually pretty thrilled about that.
You know, I am, to be quite honest, and if you haven't noticed by now, we didn't really know what was going to come out of this particular exercise. I simply felt the need to communicate, and Anton had this idea of a chat, and we've been trying it. And it turns out, based on the feedback we're getting, that the chat is really mostly touching the staff. And I'm really thrilled by that, because the staff is an essential part of the Jackson School. You all work very hard, sometimes without a lot of recognition. And I think it's important for staff to feel that they're being informed about events at the Jackson School, and that you have an opportunity to ask your questions and to be heard, regardless of what unit you're in. I want to address your questions. So I'm thrilled that this is actually meaningful to anyone, and if it's staff, that's terrific.
Sounds great. Well, thank you so much, Claudia.
Yeah. See you next month.
Okay. Bye.
Okay.